Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I want to show you the fabric that I bought for completing my Goose Track quilt block quilt. So I'm going to adjust the camera and show you these fabrics along with the blocks and tell you what I'm going to do with those. Okay, here are the fabrics I bought. This is the Americana line by Lori Holt, and I thought those would go really well with the blocks, but this print here will be for my sashing and my inner border. This one will be the outer border, and this will be the binding. Now I didn't buy anything for the backing yet. In fact, I haven't bought backing for majority of my quilts yet. I will do that when it comes time to quilt them. So this is what I'm doing so far, and I think that'll go good with these blocks. I think the colors will blend in well enough, especially this one here. It's kind of a peachy red and kind of between a teal and an aqua. It's more teal, I think, than aqua, but I think that will go good. My other choice would have been to do like a solid Bella cream color or something for the sashing, but I thought I'd go ahead and do this. So my blocks are all trimmed, and for the most part they measure 13.5 inches square. So I cut strips for the sashing at 13.5 inches, and I'm going to lay these blocks 3 by 4 because I have 12 blocks here. I told you about the one that I trimmed. This one here that I replaced the inner sashing here because it was I can't remember if it was just way out of shape. It was making the block, I think, really wonky, so I replaced that. And the center square was 2 inches square, so I cut these 2 inches wide. So now it's a 1.5 inch sashing. So that's why these strips are cut at 2 inches, so they'll make a 1.5 inch sashing. So everything will kind of look, it'll all be the same size, so it should look a little more cohesive. So this one is 13 inches square, so it's a little bit small, and so I'm not going to force this block in there. I'm going to save this and either make a pillow or a project bag or something out of it. The other block that was really wonky, I took it apart and trimmed some of the pieces and tried to get it back together again, and for some reason it just won't go together right. It's still out of shape, so I'm not even going to mess with that right now. I'm going to just hold off and maybe do that another time. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started and start sewing all these sashings to the blocks, sew them into rows, and then sew them together, so I'll have that quilt top done. I don't know if I will get to the borders tonight because it's almost 7 o'clock at night. I don't know if I'll get that far yet, but we'll see. But anyway, I think these fabrics will all look good with these blocks. So we have the inner border and sashing, the outer border, and then the binding. So we'll give that a try and see how it looks. Now this block has a hole right here in the corner of that corner square. So I'm going to see, I'm just going to go ahead and sew as if it's not there. I may have to like attach a piece of fabric onto the back of that to kind of support it, but we'll see how things go here. gonna go ahead and press this and look at it because this strip may have been a little bit too long. It's kind of puckered, so. Okay, when I normally sew sashing onto a block, you know, if I pin, like I pin to the top and the bottom and in the center, and then ease in any extra fabric. With this block, it's kind of off up here, so I may have to trim this down. So we'll see how it works. So I'm gonna set that aside. This piece looks fine, but these outer triangles are all cut on the bias right here. So they're real stretchy, and some of them, like this one, is already stretched out of shape. It doesn't want to stretch anymore. So it's been manipulated, and it's stretched as far as it'll go by somebody else, not me. So let's just go ahead and keep sewing here. Okay, this one looks better. You can see that. Here we go. That one went in really well. So let me attach the third block to this one. What I'm doing is putting the block, or the piece with the longer edge, on the bottoms. See if the feed dogs will ease in some of the extra fullness. And on this one, the block is a little bit longer than the sashing, so I'm going to put the block on the bottom and the sashing on the top. And I'm going to go ahead and pin the center of this. Okay, well. Okay, I have row 1 done, so that looks good. Let's move on to row 2. Okay, I've got the rows sewn together, and I actually did use that smaller block. It actually fit in just fine. Let's see how it goes when I sew the rows together. Right now I need to sew the sashing rows. So it'll be 3 sashing strips and 2 2-inch squares to make up a sashing row, and I need 3 of those. So I'm going to have 9 sashing strips, no, 12 sashing strips, and then 6 2-inch squares. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and press these back. Okay, let's see. Let's do, so 2 of the strips together that have keystones on them are the cornerstones. Let's call them cornerstones. And then sew a sashing strip to the end. And let me line that up a little better. Okay, there's 1 strip done. Since these fabrics are all non-directional, I can do it this way without any problem. Okay, so here is 1 strip. Okay, so I'm going to finish pressing these, and then I'll start sewing them to the rows. for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links, and to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.